Hello, everybody. Welcome to the lounge, your 4 o'clock happy hour. We are your host, Marlena, and I have my co-host, Danny Boy.
Yo, what's up, Marlena?
Yeah. Look, we know you're zooming in virtually today, and you partied a little hard last night.
Did I? Did I? Man, we went in last night. What a time at the M Bar last night. And yesterday at the Mississippi State Capitol building. I had a lot of fun.
uh,
And I still got some energy too. I still got a lot of energy. So I'm good. We had a ball last night. And hey, I had a whole lot of fun. A
uh,
whole lot of fun.
it was we and for those who don't know, as we talked about last week on the show, Mississippi declared the legislator declared Mississippi the home and birthplace of Southern soul music. So yesterday was the big uh, press conference and the tour of the Capitol. All the artists, Danny, I went through all the pictures and videos on social media, and everybody looks so beautiful. And all the artists standing together. I think I saw somebody posted it, the first time really having that many artists in the same space. So we had like I said, press conference yesterday, the tour of the Capitol, and then we followed up with the celebration at M Bar. And what a celebration! Like you said, it was a great night. It was really a great night. So, what was your, I guess, favorite part about yesterday, Danny?
The most favorite part for me yesterday was the unity, just being together and having everybody there, like you said, all in one room, and just the fellowship that we had with everybody. You know, just kind of chopping it up, man, and talking. And a lot of people hadn't seen each other in a long time, and then it was the first time for some people meeting. Like I met a young guy for the first time, and it was a real humbling experience for me. And one of the biggest things for me, Marlena, me being a middle-aged black man born in the '60s, and being able to stand there in the oval space of the Mississippi State Capitol, just like just reminiscing, saying like, "Wow,"
Right.
because there was a time in my life where I remember where black people wasn't allowed to enter
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
space that we were in, and we basically just took it over, and to represent something that we finally own, and we can
Yeah.
say that we own out of all the things we created. This is something that the musicians and the DJs and the people that have made this genre of music popular can say, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is ours, and it's
Yeah.
right here from Mississippi."
Yeah, I heard a lot of people say that was for the culture, and like I said, when we see Mississippi, I think it's on our sign when you enter the state, the birthplace of music in general, right? We know that,
Absolutely.
but it was a very humbling moment yesterday, and definitely got the take from different artists. We were able to go do some live interviews last night. I think we were on air for like 4 hours streaming yesterday. So, and then one of the artists who's stopping by today, Big Yayo, he's stopping by. He'll be on shortly. We're gonna talk to him. He's gonna give us his take on the whole journey to make this happen with the Southern Soul genre of music for Mississippi. And we're gonna go into his journey as well. Being, I call him the king of trail rides. I don't know if he
Oh,
always,
hey, you better be careful with that, and he better be careful because
oh,
he know Jeter Jones claims that title.
ooh.
He
Well,
knows
see,
Jeter Jones claims that title, but hey, I gotta say, Yayo, I think was there before Jeter. That's just my
yeah.
opinion.
And see, I love Jeter Jones, and I have much appreciation. But yeah, you're from Mississippi, so I
Yeah,
gotta,
Yayo from
and the one
Mississippi,
to
and
hit.
yeah, Yayo's from Mississippi, and
Yeah,
Yayo was one of the first ones I knew
yeah.
to actually be doing the trail ride stuff. And then now some people tell me now that we have a conversation about it, that it started with the Zydeco
Mm,
singers and stuff. And that may or may not be true, but
yeah.
I'm like you, Yayo from Mississippi.
We got to
So
rep
we
the tip.
we got it. It's official now.
We got to rip the sip. And then we want to hear from you all. So, if you're listening to us live on social media, Facebook, YouTube, leave your comments below. How do you feel about Mississippi being declared the home and birthplace of Southern Soul music? And if you're in your car or you listen to us on the radio, you can call in 601 That's 601-948-5950. Let us know how you feel about this with the Southern Soul genre and Mississippi being declared the home, or if you were in attendance yesterday, call us. Let us know how you felt about yesterday and how much you enjoyed as far as the whole celebration. Uh,
Yeah, and big shout out to everybody that was there that thought enough of it to take time out of your busy schedule to come, and to the people that are on here that didn't get a chance to meet to make it, like Jarvis, big truck driver, and
mhm.
DJ Pinky and J1 and Lamar's and Yayo, Arthur Young, Big Mel, Young Guy, Miss Jody, Jason Nade, Bree Wooden. It was so many
It's
people there.
so
Nelly
great.
Tiger Travis. And
Yeah.
shout out to Bobby Rush, man,
Woo.
leaving the eye doctor and coming by the inbox.
I
And
know.
to Mr. Lee King, Jesse Thompson, Lee
Hmm.
Parker, Tyrone Nadon Davis, and just all these people, man, that have helped made this genre of music for years be special. And to Sario Hughes, WGNL, who didn't get to make it, and Boogie Mason, all the cats, man, that just played a part in this. And here, artists, let me say this because I saw some things on social media about who names should have been on there and this. You got to keep in mind that there's so many people involved in the makeup of this, and you only have a few of us that were putting this together, that we can't possibly think of everybody who has played a part in this. So when a commissioner Stamps and the powers that be uh, drew up this resolution, there was no intention to add or leave anybody out intentionally. It was all about just research and people giving everybody names and stuff as much as they could remember. So if your name's not actually a part of the resolution, we salute you too, because it definitely wasn't intentionally to leave anybody out. So
Yeah, and
hey,
what I want everybody to understand, definitely, never a spite on anybody to say, yeah, we just not, slight or anything to say we're just not going to include. But that comes to what we're wanting to do. This was just the first step of many that creating some type of. I heard a lot of say yesterday, create organization within this genre, and that starts by having something where we can find all of them, or get.
right, right.
So that's one step. But two, we got to understand the bigger picture that we are highlighting. It was to highlight the artists who pushed this genre of music, but the overall picture was to celebrate the passing of
To
the
celebrate, yeah,
revolution.
the passing of the
And
torch, yeah.
even if I know as an artist, if I was an artist and I'm not, and I can't speak to how anybody feel, but my opinion, I would still want to be a part. I think like Jay Lake, right? Jay Lake, not he wasn't from Mississippi.
No, Jay Lake,
His
Terry
name
Wright.
wasn't in the
Jay
resolution.
Lake wasn't. He's not from Mississippi. Terry Wright's not from Mississippi.
But
There's a
they
couple other
understood the
people that were
significance
there.
of
Yeah.
it. Right. And they wanted to come be a part just to be a part of history. So we asked everybody to, look at it from that perspective, but neither here nor there. Trust me, we will be putting out opportunities when we get ready, for next year. And then have an opportunity where everybody, listen to me, tag your Southern Soul artists that were, that was not in the resolution.
And
Uh, and
DJs, if you
anyone
can,
that
yeah,
felt like they
everybody.
didn't want their name in it.
And
Hey,
let me
first of all,
just,
and follow the lounge, and then be looking out for opportunities to register and create, put your name and information out there so that everybody can find it when we do a search. So
and
that's
that's the thing. That's the thing, Marlena. Someone said, well, if you want to do it, then do it right. And the right thing to do is to allow somebody to put some structure to it, which is what Commissioner Stamps and we were trying to do. And you just gave them the answer to doing it right, to be added. So, because we don't know everybody, not even I, and I've been around forever.
right. Yeah.
If you want to do it right, register.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make yourself a part. Register and do just what you said.
Yeah.
Because the right thing has been done to start some foundation and put some structure to it so that everybody can be recognized. So
And
hey,
too, just to acquire credit, we had a RSVP list going around for all the artists, and so if you know some of you looked on, we even had some initial, I think, the initial document, and people realized their name wasn't on it. But if you had just added your name to that, we would have saw. I think that's how we got a lot more of the artists, because they added their name to the RSVP. They put their stage name, and we were like, oh, okay, let me make sure we get their name. So what we asked, just help us out a little bit. I know the Lounge Radio Show, we've been on air now, probably this is our 7th episode, so a couple months. And leaning on yourself, Danny, and Yolanda, and a lot of the DJs here at 90.1, we lean on them. But like you said, it's impossible to name everybody. Even with using those methods. So what we ask for from the artists, just to stay tuned, first of all, and then when you see that link comes out to it goes out to register your information, please do so, because this is you putting what you want to be on be in the Google space, what you want people to know about you, and then we'll be able to search and find you. So we're gonna pause. I see Yayo, he ready, he ready to get going. We're gonna talk about all things Southern Soul, the resolution. And we're going to talk about trail rides. Hey, we got a lot to cover. So, Dan, we're going to pause. And, guys, when we come back on the other side, we'll be talking to Big Yayo. Stay tuned.
Calvin Richardson. Girl, they don't know me that this hearsay. And King George.
Gonna back that thing on up a little weight, don't bother me.
With special guest R&B superstar Chrisette Michelle.
Just a couple of friends.
And 3-time Grammy winner Bobby Rush. Sunday, May 26th, Sam Coopwood Park, 880 Highway 4 East, Holly Springs, Mississippi. Gates open at 12 noon, showtime 5 p.m. You'll also see Stacey Adams.
Beg, baby, for your love.
Justin. Billy D. Jay Lake.
I wanna party. Come on and ride with me. Casino.
And introducing Bree Wooten.
But I'm tired of being the woman in the middle.
Tickets available online at Eventbrite.com. Call 901-355-7318 for tickets and information. A limited amount of early bird tickets on sale now. Sponsored by Power Grid Professionals, Southern Flames, and D Hill Keys. Get ready, because we're coming. Coming.
Joining us, you're in with the lounge again, and as I promised, we have the one and only Big Yayo. Hey,
what's going on, look?
Hey, how are you feeling today? You got a little strength, had enough time to
Very little strength. Very little strength. Yesterday was an amazing day.
It was
an amazing day. So I'm putting it together.
Yeah.
I'm kind of basking in all the.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments.
It was probably the moment.
Yeah. So, and then we got Danny virtually with us. So he's in. Danny said, you know what? Last night he left. He said, I gotta go home. I'm tired.
I gotta get back. I got to get back home, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Shout out to Yayo. He stepped in, man, and we had a great time. He filled the gap, as they say. And I ain't seen a big guy as agile as Yayo that long since Gerald Levert. You yeah,
Wait,
Yayo Yayo danced 3 hours
did,
from 5 to 9. He got it in, man.
oh
He
my
got it
goodness.
in.
You were
And he
getting
didn't
down
stop.
her last night, yeah.
Oh man, I was having a good time. And the crazy thing, Danny, that's my little slogan. I'm the sexiest big man alive since Gerald ever died. So,
Oh,
Hey,
really?
so when you bring that up, that was right on point. Bro.
hey, you on that's it. I can see that. I can see, but you did that. So I know we were ducked off over, and then we didn't have any structure. We were just going with it, but we were doing interviews. But from what you see, especially in Bar, and we're gonna back up a little bit to the Capitol. But what was your perception of? Because I think there we had most of the artists, a lot of the artists there.
Yeah.
What was the feedback that you heard from the event and overall the day from yesterday?
Oh, we're talking about both events?
But you can do both, yeah. Just feedback.
Well, of course, everybody. As a matter of fact, I just got off the phone with a good friend of mine, Mr. Mike. He does a lot of big festivals out in Arkansas.
Okay.
El Dorado.
In El Dorado.
Yeah, he's over in El Dorado.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me and said, man, look, man, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. People are talking about it. He came on the line joking with me. Man, I started so I started doing my shows in 2021. So I was, he's that kind of guy. So it was just like that's the conversation. It's not necessarily about us.
Mm-hmm.
It's about it.
Yes.
So that's what I was glad to be a part of.
And I'm glad you put it that way. That we were just covering it in the start, and like you said, we even if we had came you wouldn't have been able to name every person in this.
It's impossible.
So I really want people to, like you just said, make it about it.
It's about it. Bask in that, knowing that a unanimous decision was made in a world that unanimous decisions are never made.
Especially not in Mississippi.
Are never made.
We have important life-changing things going on through our
and we can't get
it together.
We can't get two people to show up for the vote.
But to be unanimous in that way, to say, hey, we do recognize that though. We know something, because they know our music.
We might not like this. We might not like you.
Yeah.
But we like that.
We like that. That's
so
it.
Let's make it about that.
Yes.
And so sometimes a little bit of distraction is good for the soul. So it just has to be people's distraction from, it's heavy out here now.
Yeah.
It's heavy out here.
Yeah.
And just to come in, and I've been in it long. Danny's been in it long. I know you all have been in it a long time and just watching it from different perspectives.
Yeah.
To see the camaraderie, people I've never seen before.
Really?
Everybody, when I say that word country kin, that is, if country kin was a thing, it would be that.
It would be that.
It would be that what we experienced yesterday. I didn't have to know you. I didn't have to grow up with you, do records with you, work with you, set up stages with you.
Yeah.
But because we were under that, it was an amazing thing. And shout out to Keita and everybody that was involved in that. I don't think people are seeing how big of a deal this is.
Right.
That's, this ain't,
And from you, tell people, I guess tell them that. Like, let's dive in. How big is it? How is this going to impact you now by having the state sort of put a seal on it? How does that impact you?
Well, let me just say this. And I'm joking. Please know I'm joking. But today's price.
Oh,
yesterday's price.
Hey, that's it though.
But when you're doing this stuff, I think me and Nikita talked about it. You never ever know what people appreciate it. Like from my perspective, I was a reluctant artist. I was back room guy, behind the scenes guy, and to have people first like your music is amazing. Yeah. Then to have advocates, because we're all out here on these islands. This is kind of how the Southern Soul thing is. We know each other, but I know you from my little village. Yeah. Hey, I'm waving at yours. Yeah. It's never, our village. Ooh, and when that happened, I think a lot of people saw a lot of our into what was going on.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing. Honorable Shugway Lumumba told me, you can't win with an army of one.
That's true.
Care how good you are.
Yeah.
You can't win with an army of one.
Yeah.
And I've always looked at that. And yesterday, we had the best army at least in the Southern Soul world.
That's it. Yeah, I saw it too, and I looked at all how y'all were grouping together, taking pictures and performing. You know, it was just like you said to me. I looked at it as a family reunion, but country kin is a good word.
Hey.
Like everybody had a great time on a Tuesday.
On a young hot Tuesday,
right,
in Jackson, Mississippi.
In Jackson, that's it. Well, I think, like I said, and like we were talking about some of the artists who felt, wanted their names, and so now we all have to come together. How are we going to make this? What can we do to continue this? Make this a yearly thing, or how are we going to branch this out to really just be yesterday in that moment? But what are we going to do to continue to make sure that everybody's included, right?
That's right.
But continue this momentum that we're having right now.
I'm gonna say this, and especially coming in from a social media side, we know the things that are successful on social media is based on consistency.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You got to be where you say you're going to be at when you say you're going to be at.
Uh-huh.
So that's going to be the very first thing is we as artists or the universe, the Southern Soul universe, we have to start being more consistent.
Right.
We got to do what we say we're going to do. We got to show up. Everything is not about $1. That is a major issue, and I'm not undervaluing anything.
Yeah.
But every time you get a new territory, when Walmart goes to Indonesia for the first time,
right,
they have to back down because you can't charge Indonesians that don't really know you.
Exactly.
But you've been charging somebody that's familiar with you.
That's true.
There's a lot of elements, and I think what's happened yesterday is now opening up for the dialogue. People can really talk about it, and people are listening because somebody said, "Man, guess what? I missed out on that." I got some calls that and just like you said, you can't know everybody.
Yeah.
But I will say to the people that might have felt that way, you heard about it. What did you do to call in or ask somebody to say, "Hey, what did y'all got going on down there?" We have to,
we got to take accountability. Because I'm going to tell you, and Dakita knows, and Danny too. Danny, I think, but between the two of them, they were sending us lists. Like, hey, this one person, hey, put these 12 people,
Exactly.
So it was, they heard about it a little later when we were still in the process of add more people, but they went ahead and did something about it immediately. Who do I need to get in touch with to get these people on here? So you're right. It's a little bit of all, but I think like you were saying earlier, just being organized, being about your business, and then being accountable. And if I'm an artist and I want my name or something, I'm going to reach out to somebody. I'm going to figure out what's going on, and I'm going to do what I have to do instead of waiting on somebody to call me and ask me something.
To this day, even when I always tell artists, "How do you be on so many shows?" Guess what? Because I ask. If I see a flyer and I know it's enough time to bring something to that, why wouldn't I call?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I say, "Hey, you got everybody you need"? Some people told me, "Man, I don't know my car. That's a sign of failure."
Oh, wow.
My banker didn't tell me that
poor advice.
this week.
Right.
My banker didn't look at me like I was a failure.
Exactly. Well, and that goes to what you touching on now, Danny. We talked about it yesterday with a few people, but the business side. And I want to touch on that later about you because you're a businessman in this thing. I see you. I sit back and watch you, and you're a businessman.
Amen.
But talk to artists about, as you named, about knowing when to charge what, where, knowing your prices, and being organized on time. Talk to them about the business side so that people will want to reach out and remember them. Yeah. Because if you do what you got to do and handle yourself, people gonna remember you. At least that's what I feel.
No, they will, and it starts. It's just like anything. This music business is a relationship like your love life, like your family life. It's it's ebbs and flows with it, and you have to ride it. You don't stand on a wave; you ride a wave. It's a certain position you have to be to catch that crest, so that you can go farther. Right. Can't ride too far in the back. Can't ride too far in the front. You have to be right there. And a lot of times, artists, I tell them all the time, nobody believes in you like you. Right. So when you entrust you to somebody else, I think that's mistake one. And I came from management. Don't get it wrong. From the Dave Max to the J1s to the T Babies to everybody. I was a manager. Yeah. But that's their brand. So even though I love what I was doing, it's still them.
Yeah.
So artists should do more of the work because it's never been a better time for one to be in the Southern Soul industry ever. If y'all didn't see anything, and more people in Mississippi are listening to this, it's never been a better time to be in this business. We're the last undiscovered business from an industry standpoint.
That's true.
The last time it looked like this, there was Rick Rubin, Run DMC, that whole Sugar Hill was the beginning of hip hop.
Yeah.
And look at how many million and billionaires hip hop has made.
Right, exactly.
This is the new age hip hop.
Right.
Because it's never been discovered.
Right.
And the industry definitely does not have their hands in it.
We just got to keep with Christopher Columbus. It's been discovered.
Well, it's been discovered.
We here.
But it hasn't been renamed.
Right.
It hasn't been flagged and tagged.
As Mr. Stamp said, adulterated.
Right. I've never heard that word in that perspective. But I was digging it yesterday. I'm like, hey, all
it
right.
hasn't been made into a way that gonna, because I think he was talking about that. You all talk about good time, country time. You yourself, you ain't got to dress yourself up to fit somebody and what they want you to be. Exactly. You come, I think that it's the authenticity of it. You come as yourself. You present music to people. I think I was at your Trail Ride Apprentice, and it was. I thought it was like an older crowd. I'm like,
no man.
Young, I'm like, Lord, like they get it.
You always in business. Me always in business. I'm always looking for the Coca-Cola crowd.
Okay.
Coca-Cola has the money demographics. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They don't. You won't see commercials with too many elderly people, and you won't see them with too many babies in.
Right.
They've got that crowd that had expendable money, and that's what they pander to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Southern Soul Trail Ride with the advancements that we're doing now, we can get that Coca-Cola money. We're in that. It ain't what guy was telling me a few minutes ago when I was talking to him, Mr. Mike. He was like, "Man, when I did my first blues show, well, none but old people there. And that's the perception that they have. But this is not your grandparents' blues anymore. It's super inclusive. If 8 to 80 was ever anything, it would be this.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about that kind of demographic, it only takes one ticket to the ball. Well, I mean, but get you one real hit in Southern Soul. You'll work your entire life
off that.
That is nothing other. Country's kind of close to what we do because they kind of respect their artists. But that's been the issue with hip hop. They look at somebody, you get a hot record this summer, they look at you like an OG next year.
Right. That's true.
The shelf life is horrible over there.
Yeah.
With this, I've been in this business 29 years on the Southern Soul side.
Okay.
And I am as relative now than I was when I started.
Yeah, the longevity
in my youth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you never get too old, ugly, fat to sing the blues.
That's true. That's true. Dan, I know you were speaking of that yesterday as well, right? With when it comes to the blues and Southern soul music and the longevity of it.
Absolutely. I've known guys who basically really, I'm going to give you an example. And Pokey Bear, he's had basically one real hit and a bunch of great songs, but he basically is still working off of Side Piece. And that song came out, 15 years ago, Yayo? Yeah, so if you put out a record in hip hop, or to give you an example, remember Mike Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
name, Mike Jones.
Right.
Who hears about Mike Jones now? As big as that record was, K. John on the R&B side, Out There on the Ocean.
Yeah.
I remember
big
that.
Big record, right? Okay. So somebody say, here's what I suggest to the newer Southern Soul artists, okay? Johnny Taylor died over 20 years ago. Tyrone has been dead a long time. Womack passed away a while ago. Mel Waiters, Marvin, they passed away. Bobby Blue Bland. You never, Jay Blackfoot, Taxi, Denise LaSalle, Trap. You can play those songs in any format and they still sound good because they will hit records. Here's what I suggest to the newer artists. Don't chase what other people have. I keep hearing this thing with quartet and stuff. Talk these quartet people. They have these shows and they talk about quartet and Southern Soul going mainstream. Hell, we already mainstream. Calvin Richardson, Tucker, King George, Pokey, Sir Charles, Willie Clayton, TK Soul. These guys have become millionaires. And people talk about going mainstream. We want the Grammys to accept us. We want the Hell, look at how many R&B groups haven't ever won a Grammy, never been nominated.
That's true.
Frankie Beverly is doing his last and final tour. He's never won a Grammy, but he's getting $175,000 a show.
Oh, wow. Right.
So what I think, and I suggest, and I don't have to be right, I'm just giving you my opinion about it. Right. Because I've worked with these guys, okay? Don't chase after what somebody else has. Put your energy and time, like Yayo say, into what we own. We own this. This is ours. I'm going to break it down to you guys if you younger people are listening. Don't be worried about what the guys at the top and the guys at the middle, because it's levels to everything. Don't worry about how much money Yayo's getting, or J1, or Lamar's, or Calvin, or King George. If you can go out and make $1,500 a night for 30 minutes to 45 minutes, 3 days a week, come on now. That's $4,500 a week.
Yeah.
If you do that 6 times a month, talk to me, somebody.
Oh, that's it. And,
how much money you gonna make on a job like that?
Not like that.
So stop chasing. Stop chasing and put your energy into what you have.
Yeah.
This is a good living, and it's good for those of us because we having fun doing it.
Yeah, and like Yayo said, it's growth. You're not gonna get in this thing and just, you have to know how to work the business. You have to know how to work the business.
Yeah, or the business will work you. I mean, and I want people to understand that the journey is the fun. Because once you get there, you're there.
Yeah.
It's over with.
Yeah.
It's over with. Yeah. It's fun riding to Chicago, seeing everything.
Yeah.
But you went to a funeral.
Yeah.
It didn't. It wasn't fun when you got there.
When you get there, that's true. Yeah.
The fun is when you're in the car, you're talking, so take advantage of what's going on.
Yeah.
Don't be an antisocial artist in the midst of all of this communication, all of this fun.
There's some folks who left.
You know what I'm saying?
Preach, Yayo.
And it's no dig to anybody, because some days I just don't feel like it.
Y'all human too. You're human. Like we had Deacon Harvey on last week. You weren't born in Bethlehem.
You what?
We all go through stuff.
Let's take advantage of this stuff, because we are living the lives of kings and queens.
That's true.
Do you know people would cut off their right arm
to do what y'all
to do what we're doing?
That's true. And like you said too, I know there are those days that I think we all have them, but when it comes back to business, you gotta tell yourself, you gotta take a deep breath.
The world don't stop.
Let me do what I need to do for my business.
I've never known anybody in the history of historydom that time has stopped
for it. That's true.
So, this little piece of time that we have, and we all have the same amount of time, so I'm gonna hear longer, but every day is the same amount of hours in everybody's day.
That's true.
It's how you utilize
that's exactly
your hours.
Exactly.
I've been doing this, like I say, a long time, and I am proud of every phase. From I was the ultimate flyer guy. I mean, whatever your position is, just be uber strong in there and be the standard.
Excellence should be the standard.
Be what if you are the bag toter, can't nobody tote a bag like me.
Exactly.
Watch how I tote this bag.
Right. And people see that.
People see that. Where you get this bag toter from? Like, I need me one of them.
Exactly.
I never forget, I was doing management work, and my guy Vic, and he got great situations there.
Yeah.
He said, man, I need me a Yayo. That's a thing. That's a thing. Not a Yayo thing, but it's just, let your work show what you're doing. Yeah. I got buddies out there, man. They are amazing. I'm just super impressed with people. like the Art the Young's Big Man. Them boys write every day.
Yeah, okay,
they write every day.
Yeah.
I mean, they're honing their skills.
Yeah.
Omar writes every day. So when somebody gives you a moniker like GOAT or the hardest working man to be, it's earned.
It's earned, exactly.
And people see it. You don't have to tell nobody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to put a label on yourself. People will do it for you. They will know. They know based on your work.
They know based on your work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the advice I give,
Yeah.
Because in the younger generation, I'm not bashing. I love the younger generation for everything that they possess, because we were once that younger generation. Exactly. And they didn't understand us.
Yeah.
They thought wearing high top fades and clothes to the back and all that was weirdo activity.
Right. What are they doing?
Weirdo activity. Right. But it's not. It's just things change.
Yeah.
But the business, though, that's the only thing that's standing. Business and taxes.
That's it. It's continuous. It's gonna continue.
It's consistent. Yeah. The most consistent thing we have. So invest in yourself, like Jay Warren says all the time. Take pride in yourself. Mel Waiters told me, he said, you may not be the best singer, the best rapper, the best producer. Control the controllables. You can show up clean and shiny and looking good as you want to be. Right. And that's always been my standard. When people see you, they'll say, who is that? I don't know who that is, but that seems to be somebody. Yeah, you carry yourself as such. Well, but I was told by somebody, and I was willing to listen. Yeah. A lot of,
That's the thing, Yayo. You got to be willing. People, all of us have to have that ear to be able to listen and not just hear it. The thing that I found about the people that don't be as successful as others in this industry is that they think that they already know. And it's impossible for somebody who's been in this business 3 years or 5 years to know as much about it as you do, and you've been in it 29 years. Yeah. It's impossible. So the thing for me is that I try to lead by example, because I know that we have, as people, and I'm gonna say especially as Black people, but as people, we have this need and this ego. All of us have it, to say that we got to prove ourselves, or we got to challenge everything and everybody. And that's part of what happens with the discussion about, well, why this person's name wasn't on there, why that person's name wasn't on there. I didn't even know my name wasn't on there. Commissioner Staffs told me, hey, your name's not on here. So, but what I did was, it didn't stop me from working. Exactly. I started just calling people, hey, we doing this. Staffs, this is a great thing. Staffs was able to get this done, and he's been working on this for a decade. For 10 years. So what about the guys that were there then, the Mel Waiters and the Marvins and these people? Like when I told Willie Clayton and Bobby Rush about it, and Calvin Richardson, those were 3 people. Stacey Adams, all 3 of them said, 4 of them said, hey, Willie said, I can't be there, but I'm going to endorse this because this is good for the generation that's coming behind me. Bobby, you saw Bobby Rush left the eye doctor. He was there. Calvin was like, hey, I can't be there, but this is good. This is cool. This is great. And that's the attitude that I feel that all of us should take and have, just to say, this is good for the genre. And in the long term, it's going to be great for the business. Because now we have a platform to stand on, where the music industry and people that are actually controlling the narrative of some of this stuff can say, hey, these guys are coming into our buildings, selling out arenas, and we having rap shows, and we have to cancel the shows, the concerts. Right. I mean, we're going into arenas and theaters that we have never had an opportunity to play in. And it's because people like Julius Lewis and Yolanda and Daniel McFadden and all of these people are taking chances. John Ray taking chances on bringing this stuff into places where it's never been before. 2 cities where radio don't really even play this music. Until now, corporate radio is calling saying, hey, you do this. Who should we be playing outside of the Calvins and the King Georges and the Pokey Bear? Who's up next? The record labels, the industry is starting to say, hey, hey, who can we give a distribution deal to?
Mm.
Yeah. So you notice, Yayo. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something else. The guys from Rap Snacks, they've been reaching out to people trying to start a Southern Soul Blues rap snack. Am I right, Yayo?
Yeah,
Oh wow,
absolutely.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
wow,
So
that's
all of this,
amazing.
all of this is good for the genre of music. This was not about one person or one artist. It was about us, everybody.
Well, and that, like I said, we, just overall know how great this is. Like Yayo said, the price yesterday, not the price today. So, when you start shining light on it, then you not only just your area, your region, your state, you let the world start to see what's going on, pay attention, and it grows. So again, we're gonna shift gears a little bit, but if you have a question for Yayo, dial in 601-948-5950. I'm sure we got plenty more we're going to discuss about the impact of this resolution. And again, we got much more to come. So y'all, please stay tuned. Follow the lounge. Commissioner Stamps, Danny, Yayo will be an outlet of information so that everybody can have it. And we, like I said, can grow this thing. But I just want to, let's dive into you and your life and your journey. Because you said you've been in management. And you're from Holmes County, right?
Absolutely, Holmes County bound.
So were you always interested in the entertainment world or in this space you're in, or talk to us about young Yayo and what that growth looked like over the years?
I guess I was always, for some reason, instruments, they look like toys to me, even from and I've had pictures, that's all I've had. Little drum sets, guitar. Everybody had a bike when I was coming up, but to this day, it's like I'm like a kid in the candy store when I'm going to the guitar center and stuff like that. Mm. So that was my first thing. Just didn't know how to play anything, but I wanted them.
Yeah.
I had a mom that was super supportive.
Yeah.
Of all that racket.
Yeah.
And that's all it was.
Yeah.
All that racket. Boy, I don't know if she had cotton in her ears or cotton between her ears. Let me do all that crazy stuff.
She's that support though.
But I tell you that, so that's so important. I say that to say whatever anybody wants to do, especially your children, support them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It makes a difference.
Oh yeah.
In the end.
Yeah.
She was so supportive. So shout out to my mom, Ruby Redmond. She was so supportive. And coming from her, I was able to meet a great man named Robert Johnson.
Okay.
And he was my high school band director.
Okay.
He took me in. He actually showed me my first blues progression, which was Steve Winwood, Roll With It Baby.
Okay.
He showed it to me on piano. He allowed me to be, to grow in it with a little tutelage.
Okay.
So he's always been a person that has helped me. And it just went from there. I just became interested, but I want to be behind the scenes.
Okay.
I didn't ever want to be in front of the camera. I'm not a attention type of.
I understand.
I'm an introvert.
Right. Yeah. I understand. I'm the same.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let my work speak for me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm more like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. So
exactly.
I'm going crazy back behind these curtains.
Exactly.
And being a good steward, I always was in the helping business. So that kind of satisfied me. Yeah. I don't have to be the star. Right. Let me help the star.
Yeah.
So as I was doing that, I got into the relationship business. Okay. Any great manager have great relationships.
Right.
Managers make opportunities, not ride the coattail of an opportunity.
Exactly.
Managers should be calling you every day to tell you what you are doing.
Exactly.
We're going here. I've got you this here. Not anybody call you today?
Right.
Who called you today?
Yeah.
Well, just tell them to call me. Mm-hmm. So through that, I got a chance to make a lot of great relationships because I work with a lot of great people. Mm-hmm. People don't realize certain records. We talk about the bigness of, the impact King George had, Pokey Bell, these phenomenal records.
Right.
Even down to the Uncle Bullwinkle.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Bishop Bullwinkle, which is considered one of the first viral songs in Southern Soul.
Okay.
Yeah, hell no, because the internet was new.
Yeah.
The social platforms were new. Right. So that happened like that. So during all that time I was in a relationship, I was cataloging numbers, and I've got one of the most extensive email lists in Southern Soul.
Really?
Because I've been in it so long.
Yeah.
I remember the time I had more telephone numbers than email.
Right.
And you know that's not the case.
Exactly.
I don't think any of us can remember 10 numbers, telephone numbers, you know, because everything's so digital.
Right.
So that just really helped. Had a good reputation, and I was working, me and Juan was working, I had created this record, Cowgirl. He was like, man, you know, you should start doing it. Because I'm doing a lot of demos, I'm saying the demos to people. He was like, man, you should really start doing your own stuff. I was like, nah.
Yeah.
So me and T-Baby, we ended up going to the studio, shout out T-Baby, and we did Cowgirl. And I actually created that song to sell to Charles Wilson.
Really? Okay.
And T-Baby big, that song.
Keep it on.
Keep that song.
I know you're glad you did.
Keep that song, Yayo. Because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be a staff writer that worked in Mexico.
Okay.
I wanted to write and produce records for Mexico specific.
Right.
So she, don't you say that song? And every day for about a month, she called me, you said that song this.
Right.
I said, no. And I got one involved in it. And we just threw it out.
Yeah.
Brought it here.
Okay. 94.
Always bringing it here. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat it.
Yeah.
You can't beat it with a bet.
Yeah.
So, and it took on from there.
Yeah.
Now I got a hit record that I ain't even an artist.
Right.
I've not done anything. I don't know words of songs. I didn't group singing them in church. I didn't do any of that. But I got a runaway hit record.
Wow.
So
that's a story.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's just kind of how it was. I ran into some great people.
Yeah.
But my sister group, which is Shantae Nicole, they were doing a lot of vocals and stuff. So I told them, I said, hey, look, I got this record. And I'm really scared to death. But y'all just sing.
Yeah.
Y'all want to come out on the road with me, and we be like Gladys Knight and the Pips inverted.
Right.
You know,
went the opposite way.
Yeah, the opposite way.
Right.
And they decided to do it, and they gave me a lot of too. And these girls are 10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And those girls taught me to sing, taught me how to breathe.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't think of that.
Okay.
You know, but they did it. So shout out to Shantae Nicole.
Yeah.
Everything else is just kind of.
Well, tell us about, so you went from there and started doing your own music, but then Trail Ride. So, you know, because we sort of grouped it all in, the Southern Soul Trail Ride, you know, and so tell us about how your first trail ride has started and has grown to now. You travel all over to do trail rides.
Yeah, I was introduced to it by a group called Modern Country Riders out in Texas.
Okay.
My first experience with what really pushed me to be in this particular lane. I went to me and Jay won. I think it was either the first or the second CBT award in Houston.
Okay.
And we left there, packed out place. So we left there and went to this big old club that had about 5 different separate clubs in it.
Yeah. Okay.
We were going to this club and everybody's dressed to the nines. Most of them come from the ward.
Right.
But it's Texas, so the cowboy hats wasn't too far-fetched.
Yeah.
But what threw me, I go up and I make relationships with everybody. So I went there and started talking to the DJ. And I noticed that it is 500 African-American people in this club.
Okay.
And
now, where you say it was?
It was in Houston.
In Houston, okay.
Texas.
Okay.
It's 500 African-American people in this club. And this DJ is playing Tammy Wynette, Conway Twitty.
Okay.
He's playing Loretta Lynn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
The get down stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, how? Well, you just don't see that.
Right.
You don't
Especially here.
You don't see that. Yeah. And I was so amazed. And that moment spurred, because I'm a country fan.
Right.
Country music fan. So I was like, I can fit in. I can do semblance of this for my own. Because I didn't think it was possible.
Right.
We don't see it. You know, everybody knows Charlotte Pride.
Right.
And until Darius Rucker come along, that's 40 years in between that.
Right.
So I was like, wow. So that, coming from Holmes County, we always got boots because we got red clay.
Yeah.
You know, that Yale City clay everywhere. We always wore overalls because we was working all the time, fishing and more stuff on. So we always had that uniform. Just like a record that's coming on my new album. I was country when country wasn't cool.
Okay. Tell them.
So it was a natural transition for me. So I was able to start talking the way I wanted to talk with this heavy Southern accent. I read in a survey, which made me proud of that. The two most distinctive dialects or accents is Jamaican, and they call it Southern American.
Southern American, okay.
Southern American.
Yeah.
So this twang that we got.
You said I will keep it.
We number 2 out the whole world.
All right.
Before British, Australian, it's Jamaican, and Southern American.
Wow. Okay.
So that it all fed into that machine. Now,
how did it transition to Mississippi though? Because you out in Houston, you seeing this vibe, but I personally have never seen anything like that in Mississippi.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it, being a producer, I'm a student of the trend. So I'm like, okay, now it's getting broke down to beats and different situations. So I just did my producing thing. I made it what I liked, and I also made it what they liked.
Yeah.
Because you take a song like Cowgirl, it's got a country twang to it, the way we were delivering it. We're talking about country stuff. But if you really listen at it, the basis of that song came from the 2 Live Crew.
Yeah.
The beat of it is that.
I can hear it.
So I had to give the people what they were familiar with.
Yeah.
And just stack what I love on top of it.
So you just find a way to mix it all.
That's what I'm great at. They call them mashups in Europe.
Yeah.
So I'm the country mashup artist.
Right.
I take 5, 6 different elements of song. I know you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
You don't know why you like it.
Right.
But you like it.
Because it has a piece of
it has like in it.
Yeah.
You know about
So,
that.
Yayo, I'm gonna give you a fact, and I heard this from some friends of mine in Nashville that produce country music. The Country Girl Shake It For Me song, they kind of got the idea from your song and the Zydeco style. Now, a lot of people wouldn't know that but bigger artists bite off of Southern Soul, and they bite off of us all the time. You know, they listen and they pay attention to what we're doing because they like, damn, these guys down here in 5, 6, 7 states making millions of dollars. Let us go. And just to show y'all again, I'm going back to staying on the business of it. Big shout out to Too Sweet Too, who gave us a thumbs up. You have Southern R&B artists, which basically means rhythm and blues. R&B artists are now reaching out, trying to record, quote unquote, Southern Soul.
All right. Sorry, Danny. We got a call.
What you guys are doing.
All right. We got one caller. We got a few minutes for a last call. Okay. Caller, you on with the lounge. The Marlene and Danny Boy. What's your question or comment?
So, my name is Angel Faye Russell. I'm a Southern Soul Blues artist. And I just wanted to let everyone know that I have been working with the Grammy Academy to have Southern Soul added as a category. And right now, they're saying they're having a vote to make it happen. But we're in the proposal process.
Okay.
Submitting the proposal to make it happen. So that's where we are right now. So it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
They said within the next 2 or 3 years, it's possible that it's going to be reality.
Well, that is major. Thank you so much for calling and let us know that. That is major news. We appreciate your help with that. And we'll also probably be reaching out to you. We want to know more information about that.
Oh, okay.
Well, Angel's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Hey, Angel.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Angel, this is Yayo.
Thank you. Yeah, but like you're saying, you know, the business side, and like you were just saying, other states are looking at like what Mississippi doing down there. Yeah. But we only have a couple minutes. I think we got a caller trying to get on. Yayo, I know, touch on the trail rides because I see a lot of social media, whether they're sharing your stuff. What's your next dates and locations so people know how to be a part of that?
Next date is going to be June the 29th in Pachuta. The Big Ride is moving to Pachuta, Mississippi.
Oh, and that's the name, right? The Big Ride.
Yeah, that's my brand of trail ride.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like a big traveling circus. So the Big Ride is moving into Pachuta, Mississippi at Twistwood ATV, and then we've got a very, very big situation. We call it the Three Kings edition. It's where myself, the Big Ride, Slim from Charleston, that is the Big Ride of Charleston, and 84 Recreation Park We're coming together August 3rd
Okay.
and doing probably the biggest one of the year.
Wow.
We're
Okay.
expecting about 10,000 people.
And that's back in Prentice,
That's
right?
back in Prentice.
Okay. Okay.
So I wasn't supposed to tell everybody, but since you
Yeah,
asked.
since and now I heard some more big news. I gotta get this in. I heard that they're back filming for what is it? P Valley.
Yeah.
I heard you're gonna be a part of that.
I'm a part of a separate show.
Okay.
It's called Down in the Valley.
Gotcha.
And the premise of that is you gotta watch.
You gotta watch it. Okay. Well, look, we definitely gonna stay tuned for that. Now,
absolutely.
I let all my guests any parting words. I guess anything you want to tell artists, listeners, just let you add those.
But I want to say thanks to everybody in this room and in these rooms on this social media for always supporting me. Me and the kids, we've known each other for years. We've always, close when it came to certain things and talking. And that's so I appreciate what you all have done, what you all continue to do for us to have advocates like you, that are advocating for something that we would do for free if our bills was paid.
Right.
We would do it for free. If our bills paid, everybody's out here singing would do it. You couldn't stop them.
Because that's doing what they love.
Because of the passion.
That's it.
So for have someone that's kind of not directly affiliated with what we do, but making these kind of strides, that's testimony to you, the organizations that are helping you, because they had to come with help. And it's everybody out there. Stay encouraged. If you're a new artist out there, the only advice I can give you is just do something. Don't sit around with them songs on that hard drive, because your buddies don't care about it. That's not how you get that money. You get your money from strangers.
Say it again.
You get your money from strangers.
Strangers.
When you are able to pull in strangers, that's when you will see your life change.
That's it. Well, look, guys, it seemed like it went by fast. We got to have you back on. I got to have you come co-host or something with us so we can have you on the full show. But we thank you. Again, we're going to close. Danny, any final words for you?
Yeah, shout out to Representative Bo Brown. A lot of encouragement in the room yesterday, and he said some very positive things to me. So shout out to Representative Bo Brown and his daughter and everybody, man, that like what we're trying to do. We appreciate you. I do. And I'm like Yayo. Y'all used to be strangers to me, but you're not now. So I appreciate you. That money is green, and it don't matter really where it come from. Thank you.
And then I do got to get this in, because guys, we announced it last night at M-Bar at the celebration, but starting Tuesday, next week at M-Bar, and every Tuesday following will be Southern Soul Tuesdays at M-Bar. So be on the lookout for information. New artists, older artists, whoever. From 5 to 7 at M-Bar. There's going to be more information come out. And then for Southern Soul artists, we're going to be asking if you want to perform. Please register. We'll select and we'll let you know if you are chosen. And we'll have 5 artists each Tuesday. So guys, even if you're not chosen, come out and support. Let's make this big, because we're doing all we can to push this genre of music. So again, thank you all for yesterday, for joining us today. And we'll see you next week on The Lounge.
Appreciate you, Yayo. Much love, man.